What's going on, everybody? It's Sean, your favorite pond guy, coming to you live from Dover, Massachusetts. This is our massive waterfall project, and it is amazing. It's absolutely, you see this guy over here? It's absolutely gorgeous. We've got at least 40,000 pounds of rock in here, 9,000 gallons per hour of water falling down these waterfalls. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waterfall drops. It is just insane. We completely transformed this hill. If you've been following along, I am super excited to share this with you guys. Here we are, all buttoned up. What do you guys think about this? This thing is crazy. Alex, hop up in there so they can get a perspective of how big this is.
That doesn't help much, I'm small.
So Alex may be a short man, but you can get a perspective. Look at this. That is a 3-foot waterfall right there. This thing is crazy. So this took a little more than a week. We had a bunch of delays with weather. It takes a lot of time and effort to set massive boulders like these. This rock over here, we could barely lift that with our giant excavator. You can see this rock right here. We've got almost 4 feet in height out of that. It's just crazy. We have made all sorts of planting pockets with our wing walls over here. This thing is going to get a makeover plant-wise next spring. This whole hillside is a wildflower meadow, so that is going to get reseeded. What else can I tell you about this? We have 2 color changing lights hooked up in here, one for this bottom fall and one for this massive main fall in the middle. That is not hooked up to the app right now. The homeowners aren't home, so we can't set that up for them, but we've got it on 2 separate hubs. So this bottom light can be a separate color than this middle light. So they can do, let's say if this was running for Halloween yesterday, they could have done purple and orange. For Christmas, they can do red and green, and the rest of the lights will stay white. Now, if they don't want to have any color at all, those color lights also have a white light feature, so everything will just blend seamlessly. It'll be one color, but they have the option to play with it. It's pretty cool. I will come back. Thank you, Karen. It is absolutely gorgeous. We will come back when we've got those lights all hooked up for them, and I'll show you what that looks like. But this thing is epic. We have 400 gallon reservoir here, so all that water is stored below. You can't even see, just looks like a little tiny pooling area here, but the footprint really comes out and goes back underneath all these rocks, and it holds 400 gallons. Our pump vault is here. We've got a 9,000 gallon per hour pump going through a 3-inch line all the way to the top. We have 2 separate spillways. We've got a small one hidden back behind this boulder and our large one at the headwaters up there. So if you can notice, this waterfall is about, 3-4 inches below this one. We just wanted to have all these different sizes and heights and have these cool looks. If I didn't tell you there was a spillway there, it almost just seems like this is where all the water comes from, and it splits around this boulder in the middle, and this is just a little lower. We've got some really cool logs in here. This knotted up, all mossy. This big one in the back helps retain that hillside. So we got a lot of stuff going on. But besides it being grand, I don't want to miss out on some of the smaller details, so I'm going to show you some stuff. Please excuse me if you can't hear me too well over the waterfall, but I got to get in close for you guys. You can see the water comes down and it hits this little ridge in the rock. It creates like this little rapid thing right here. That's super cool, but it's also helping to push some of this water this way. You got a little mystery trickle over here, so you don't really get to enjoy that unless you come over here, but it's just neat. It's very natural. We tried to make everything look the least bit contrived as possible. And the water comes down here, pools up, and then disappears into our disappearing waterfall basin right there. We've got our frame rocks set really cool. So the water actually comes down and hugs this frame rock and shoots back down. And that's all lit up. And the darker it gets, the cooler it'll look. So we wanted to do a lot of sheet waterfalls here because the viewing areas are kind of a distance away and all the windows in the house. They wanted to really enjoy these even if they didn't get up close and personal. So that's why we did that. But we still have our cool little natural boulder falls up in here. We've got our rocks in the streaming pool areas that helps split the water and divide it. Of course, we've got our moss to help blend things in. And behind this massive sheet fall, we have a fern that's planted, tucked in underneath, because it's kind of like it's got a roof, it's a little overhang. So next year when that comes back, hopefully that thrives and does exactly what it wants to do, and it's nice and happy under there. We've got all our wing walls jutting out, cutting back in. Nice little stepping areas if you want to hop around and crawl around. They also create really cool planting areas where stuff can just weep over and help soften all of this. We come up to the big 3-foot waterfall, and I love this thing. So we call these fingers. It's still a sheet fall, but it's a natural stone, whereas, I mean, all of our waterfalls are natural stone, but the face of this is jagged, and it's just a flat boulder, really. So we get that sheet waterfall effect, but we get these really cool fingers. So you got water pinching down between that frame rock, all these little action spots. And then you look, unless you get up close, you won't really see this waterfall, but I love it. It's so gentle and quaint. This spillway feeds a big pooling area right here, slows the water out, slows it down, and it just adds another element. I almost said elephant, guys. I'm losing my mind today. And then for these farther away waterfalls, way up the hill, I really wanted to get clean sheets. So we did this stacked slate work between the boulders. You can't really see it when it's running, but from this angle with the lights on, you can see it. And this allows us to get that beautiful, clean sheet that they can really see from across the yard. But like I said, all this moss work, all these wing walls, different planting areas, this group of trees right here, that's going to look really nice when that fills in. It kind of hangs over everything. Our mossy logs. Jump around up here for you. And then our upper pooling area. You can see the two spillways are completely separate. Some water does slowly weep through there, but the majority of this spillway feeds these two falls. And this one, which is really tucked in back here, comes out this way, turns around. That just feeds this waterfall right here. There's our log up top. Our plumbing is all hidden and buried back here. We've got a ball valve to help slow down this spillway. I'll flag that right there. And it looks awesome. It is completely done, besides the landscaping the homeowner is going to do. And I'll show you this view. This is one of my favorites. You never really see a waterfall from up here. How cool is that? It's awesome. Totally different perspective. I would definitely hang out up here. But I'm pumped to come back, see this thing landscaped. I want to see those colored lights on. I got to come back, help them set up the app, get those activated. They're having the electrician come. There's a trench right there. Electrician's going to put a GFI tucked over here. We're going to mount all our boxes nice and clean. And that's it. I think it would look really cool if we can continued this boulder wall all the way down, probably to like right here. I think that would look really cool. But when this thing's all planted in a meadow, it's going to be amazing. A little bit of touch up to the yard, rake that out, seed it. It'll be great for the spring. But look at this thing. It looks so tiny on the camera, but this thing is massive. That is over 10 feet from the bottom to the top. Let's go over to the outdoor fireplace and just imagine you're hanging out here. That's awesome. Super cool. Out here having dinner, cooking on the grill, listening to that. The lights are on. You get the fireplace going, maybe some music, some cold drinks. The windows all right here. This is their kitchen, their dining room, and their living room. All that faces directly at this. They can look out the window and see that. Bedroom windows look at it. The office windows look at it. This thing is like prime real estate. And I love it. This canvas, this hillside, the homeowners had the vision. We clicked, connected. I was able to get these massive, beautiful rocks, and it just came together perfectly. And it's only going to get better. That's the thing with these. You plant them, 2-3 years later, those plants are fully matured, and every year to that point and after, it's like a fine wine. These things just age. And when they come home tonight, the homeowners aren't here right now, but when they come home, they're going to drive up the driveway, and this is what they're going to see. How cool is that? Everybody who comes over to visit, that's the first thing they're going to notice when they get out of the car. It is water feature heaven, Anthony. It definitely is. Well, I hope you guys like it. I hope you love it. This is definitely a labor of love. I will be back. We'll be doing some more videos of this before we wrap it up for the winter. But I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna go have dinner with my kids, see my wife, take a shower, warm up, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have a great night, and we absolutely will see you tomorrow. We've got a bunch of closings and nettings and all sorts of stuff going on. So just stay tuned, and we'll try to keep you entertained as best as possible. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.